Live. Okay, there we are. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to July
Sounds. Yeah.
Sounds. Let's see who's all here.
You're
Hello,
live.
Monica's
Hi,
here.
Monica.
Hello. All right. So while we're all getting on here, everyone let us know what you rated the book in the comments. Cruel Black Hearts by Candace Wondrek. Hopefully you all read it if you're here. And if you haven't, we're going to
What are you currently reading? Yeah. We're disappointed in you, but we'd like to also know what you're reading.
Yes. Oh yeah. Also, yeah. What are you reading right now, Nikki?
Sorry, I'm doing a boomerang right now. I'm currently reading Reverse by Kate Stewart.
That chunker of a book.
And it's so good. Worth every word. Every word on every page.
I put Drive on my TBR for next month. So
that's excellent. Very good. I support that. I support that. I'm just going to put us live here.
Yep, you're good. Good thing that you thought of that because I literally did not. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. 4 stars.
Guys.
Okay.
4
Nikki,
stars.
What did you rate it?
I rated it. Final answer, 4 stars.
4 stars. And I also rated it 4 stars.
Oh, okay. I'm curious to talk about this one because this one was an interesting ride, this book. I definitely think it picked up in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So
the end pulled it together for me. All throughout the book, it was rating. So Lexi gave it 3 stars. All throughout the book, it was radiating 3.5 star energy from me.
Yes, 3.5 stars. Yeah.
And I was like, the ending will either make me round it down to 3 or round it up to 4. And the ending pulled it through for me.
Yeah. The ending was wild. I was like, what is going on? Yeah.
Another 4 stars.
4 stars.
And high 3 stars.
Well, like, yeah.
All right. Well, and Tori's here, and she
Hi,
did.
Tori.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Kill switch. You go be with Damon and Winter.
Yes, please go join Damon and Winter.
Nikki, did you see that TikTok that I posted in my story that Tori?
But you posted a screenshot, so I have to actually go to TikTok and find that.
Really? Did I really?
Yeah, I think you did because I tried to click on it and it wasn't clickable. No, fail. I have to go to TikTok. I'll go to TikTok. I'll go to TikTok and find it. It's fine. Actually, let me screen it because I'm gonna forget.
I was gonna say I can literally send it to you, but I had sent because we had been talking, and Tori had recently finished Hideaway, but she didn't start Kill Switch yet. And then I saw this TikTok, and I was like, maybe this will convince her because it's what
it looks good. No, so it was something about Will
and Damon, like their little encounter.
Their relationship is like. Mint.
It's so good. In an alternate universe, they are together.
And I'm with them.
1,000%.
Hello, Minaj.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. The ending really tied it up for sure. I wasn't concerned. It was just different writing style. And I wasn't sure how she was going to tie it up, I think. So we can start from the beginning. But that's kind of what I was leaning towards in the end.
I agree. I put the second book on my TBR for August.
Yeah, no, I got to do that too. I saw that you did that. I'm just going to I wrote some notes.
Oh, did you? Okay. And Monica
just a couple. I was worried that I might forget.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's jump in. What do you want to start with?
Well, I mean, I think it's cool that she wrote I love that she was obsessed with serial killers, and I love that she worked for a newspaper because I just feel like that works hand in hand. And I loved how she worked for the wrote articles on that, and her boss let her because dun 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 he was secretly obsessed with her. I'm like, love it. We love that.
Psych, I'm gonna now kill so that way she'll become obsessed with me.
What? He's seriously devoted.
Yeah.
He's a devoted
you know what? Dude. He's out there making moves.
Making money moves. He's the angel maker, and she's just becoming so entranced with his work, but she's probably secretly hoping it's Ed and Lincoln, which they're their own set of serial killers. So
oh my God.
I'm curious how that's going to tie in though, because I guess we're all over the map here, but okay, so I'll just get out of the way kind of some side comments that kind of irked me. So what irked me is obviously, you know, the eyes. Love it. Love a good blue eye, brown eye combo. My dad has that. But do we talk about it over dinner and all the way through life? No, it's not. It's not as dramatic as how she described it. It's not like
that. His only personality trait is that he
absolutely like I didn't learn anything from him at all growing up. I was like, it just about his eyes. His eyes led the way. It got him promotions. You know, it saved my mom's life once.
Like, but really, what was that? Every chapter, I swear to God, her eyes were mentioned. I'm like, if you were taking a shot every time her eyes were mentioned as something, you would be having
alcohol poisoning,
get your stomach pumped, like unwell.
You'd be in the emergency room, like hanging on for dear life. Because, like, literally, and then even when Lincoln was, he kind of was like refreshing at first because he's like, I fucking hate her eyes. And I'm like, okay, all right, we have some opposition. But then he just kept going on and on about how he hated them and how he wanted to dig out his own eyes. I'm like, move on from the eyes. I would love to kind of get back to the story. So yeah, that was one thing. And then the only other thing I really had was like, there was a lot of comments about her body that kind of bugged me, like constantly talking about how skinny she was and how she kind of had like the body of like a smaller, like young girl. And I'm like, that's a little weird. I
was like, yikes on that one. Yikes on that one.
But yeah, it was super insta lovey. It was super insta like obsession. But so that was kind of, what was your thoughts on all that? Like, how did you feel with like their instant kind of connection and stuff like that?
Yeah, I agree with that it seems instant and kind of like how I'm interested to see how the rest of the series goes, because this was one of my notes with the Crossfire series too, was that so we're following that one couple for 5 books. So the fact that by chapter 3, he's asking her like what he has to do to fuck her, like that moves so quickly. And like by the end of the book, they're saying, I love you. And I'm like, but you have 5 books. So you really could have made this like a slow burn, like make it sizzle. You know? And I kind of felt the same way with this. I'm like, if you're doing 4 books following these same characters, like I'm just assuming that we're going to be following all 4 of them throughout the way. Again, like, why does it have to be so instant? Like, why can't you like build that up a little bit more? I don't know. I didn't necessarily like how quick it moved into the romance.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on the writer too. Like, it depends on how they plotted out the story. Like, if they don't have enough information or backstory plotted out to kind of give them that push. Like, I don't want to compare because every author is different and every story is different. But I will say, like, Reverse is like on Kindle, I think it's like 600 and something pages, but paperback, I think it's more. It's like 700 and whatever. Kate said it's actually closer to 8. I watched a live with her. I ordered the paperback, but I'm reading it on Kindle. But the two, I don't want to actually, I'm not going to say anything, so I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to say her world building and the time that she spends on creating their characters as standalone humans and how they come together and then creating that world and backstory. Like, she really takes the time and still yet makes it like super steamy. Okay. So, but yeah, no, this one, yeah, I don't know. And then Killian was just like, I could picture this newspaper. I swear, I feel like it's from my hometown. It's like this small, like my hometown paper, and Killian is like the typical, like, wears his tie and his like shirts, and he's got like his pen in his pocket, and he's just like, Stella, like, I'm only going to give you the day off, but you can't tell anyone, and you especially can't tell Sandy.
Yeah, I pictured him as being like a little like skeezy, but also the fact that he is like, I'm assuming going to be part of her harem. I'm kind of like, okay, am I supposed to actually be attracted to him? But I don't think really from like this book we're supposed to, but I'll be interested if like as Stella falls in love with him, if we're also then like made to fall in love with him.
Well, I'm wondering if he does go into the harem, how that's going to work, because Ed is like super obsessed with her. Like, I think he'll like fillet him. Yeah. So, and then Lincoln is just like, well, I guess I have to. What's that?
I don't think Lincoln will share. Like,
I don't think he will either. And I don't think Lincoln is 100% sold on his feelings about her. Like, I think that he's like, now he's just kind of getting swayed by Ed, and he just like kind of wants her because he's like submitting to Ed, which is weird because he's more of like the dominant. But anyways, I don't know. It was an interesting book.
It was. And we got this comment here about the right dude in the coffee shop. So
that was John, wasn't it?
Yeah. So was that Stella's brother?
So that was that was Callie's brother, her roommate. That's what I thought, anyways. Because when Killian goes into the house at the end and he's like looking in her, whatever, I don't know, he's like looking around the house and then he's in the backyard or something. And then doesn't he hear someone? And then he turns around or something like that, or he's in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden John's in the house and he's just like, I'm looking for my sister and Callie or whatever. And I'm like,
oh, so he's okay. Because I was thinking he was Stella's brother, and I was like, how does Stella not recognize her own brother in the coffee?
No, I know, but I think like she.
Okay.
This is why I got bumped to 4, because I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like now all of a sudden my mind is like, what is happening? So she, from what it sounds like to me, she killed like Callie.
Yes.
Is that her name? Callie? She killed Callie and then but made it seem like she was still alive. And you made a good point about how when Callie would like when she said she felt cold.
Yeah, that's when I got real sus on her. I was like, is Stella actually crazy? Because
interesting observation though. Like I read that, but I didn't really think about that at first, but it makes complete sense.
I feel like I recently read, not this year, but in recent months, I feel like I've read a book like that where people, like all the people were actually dead.
Oh,
not all the people were dead. Oh, Satan's Affair by H.G. Carlton.
Oh, I didn't read that. I'm like, should I know? No, I haven't read that. I know that I should have probably read that before, like Haunting Adeline, because I know that it ties into that world. No?
Well, I would say read it before Hunting Adeline. I would say like read that because you haven't read book 2 yet.
No, I haven't, not yet.
Okay, no. I'd read it before that one because the character, the Sibby, the main character in that, she has like more of a role in Hunting Adeline. So I would.
No, I will definitely read it.
Yeah. Okay. It's like it's pretty gory, but it's like okay. I'm excited for this. Like the character's interesting, but like the book itself, I'm kind of like on.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff that went down at the end.
There wasn't there? It was like all of a sudden it was like, whoa, whiplash. Like we were kind of just like floating for like all the book. And then all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute, may I have your attention, please? I have something to say. And then I'm like, what is happening in this last like 3 chapters?
Yeah.
Well, when Killian first had his chapter, I was like, okay, so he's definitely being put into this plot way more deeply than I thought he was going to be.
Yep. I almost wish that he wouldn't have had his own POV throughout the book until that very last chapter. And then all of a sudden it's like, what's he doing here? Because otherwise I kind of like guessed that I'm like, he's either the murderer or like he's got some bigger role. Because obviously if he's getting his own POV, he's playing into this more than just being her boss. Yeah. So I kind of wish it would have come out of nowhere a little bit more at the end of like all of a sudden it's like Killian and you're like, wait, why are we getting a POV from her boss? And then he's like, oh, I have another angel to make. And it's like, what the hell?
I know. And then we got the POV from like the angel maker. And that's kind of when I was reading that, like I know it was part article and then part like POV. And I was like, I bet you it's Killian. Like he's gotta be fucking something up here. Like he's gotta be involved somehow. And then like, cause they've distracted us with Ed and Lincoln. They've made us like think that they are literally, they do kill people, but like they've made us think that they're out there like probably killing people and the bodies that they're finding, like they're doing it. But
yeah. I find that like a little bit, I liked that kind of like misdirect a little bit that you like think it's maybe them at the beginning and then you realize, oh no, actually it's her boss. And did it not kind of like freak you out? I mean, not like literally freak you out, but also I'm a very paranoid person. I always think I'm going to be true crimed. And in this, all 3 of these men are like functioning men in society. And that's how like serial killers are. A lot of them are just like
100%
living amongst us. And I'm like, so it could be your boss, random dude you meet at the bar, like especially Lincoln,
happily married man. Don't even make me start quoting serial killers because I will, because I've heard like I've watched, I've listened, I've seen too much.
And Lincoln taking home that random girl from the bar and how like in his head he's like, oh, I could like take her down to like my torture chamber. And so then next time my friends are ever like, you need to like put yourself out there more. No,
I'm quite comfy. Thank you.
I'm comfortable not being treated by a random man that I meet out at the bar.
No, like we need to interview him and he needs to be screened. Thank you. Thank you for coming to this TED Talk. I appreciate the support.
Sketchy.
What else did I write? I wrote down what else?
And she also gave it 4 stars. That seems
Hi,
to be
Lisa.
overall consensus.
So the way they set it up, though, is that in the end, Ed and Lincoln are kind of like now wanting Stella to kind of join them, and they want her to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So they, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure I have that right in my head.
Yeah. Which is interesting how they like found each other and realized how they're like, how they almost saw that she was more like them before we really did. Because obviously we knew that something with Stella was like a little off, but also like every other white girl, like she likes serial killers. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that again is not a personality trait. But they like saw that and knew that she was interested in that. But how did they see like that? They obviously didn't know that she killed Callie, but they like knew that she had that undercurrent,
the darkness.
Yeah, necessarily like no, like we just thought that she was like fascinated, but to know that like that they saw that she was capable of that was interesting.
I feel like almost so, like I feel like darkness almost attracts darkness, though. Like I feel like if you have kind of like, I don't know, I'm not trying to get all deep about it, but like I feel like if you have like a bit of like a darker soul, or you kind of go there. I've just seen so many documentaries, and I'm very fascinated about the psychological aspect of it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
I mean, it was still insta-lusty. Like it was like she has the darkness like within 10 minutes. But
yeah.
And actually, I'm sorry. I have another bone to pick, though, because, like, I don't understand why she was so special. Like, give me examples.
It's always the most random girl, like, boring heroines who have 3 dudes simping after her.
Obsessed with her. Like, just like, and what has she done, though? Like, and I'm sitting here on my chair thinking, and I can't meet a guy in a bookstore? Like...
Like I genuinely don't understand. It's like, you know what heroines deserve multiple men simping after them? Banks from Hideaway.
Oh, I know.
Series. Lana Myers from the Mindfuck series. Like these awesome women. But yet it's like Stella, when her whole personality is that she likes serial killers and has 2 different colored eyes.
Yeah. And, you know, has issues with her family, which, listen, that's a real thing, but I need more. Hi, Kelsey.
I mean,
she's so special. Well, yeah, I know exactly. I mean, I guess we need to go and rethink things, McKay.
Maybe they just want
they just have to look in the mirror and talk with ourselves. But
I should just be boring. I mean, someone could say I was boring. Fair enough, but also, but like I could be if it'll get me 3 men. Maybe I need to reevaluate.
This question is an important one because I don't have the answer for you, but I 100% agree with every word you just typed because I don't know, to be honest. We all have theories. My theory, I think I told McKay this before, but I feel like Stella and Callie went to school together and like she felt like slighted by Callie. Like I have like Callie gives me like imminent cheerleader vibes. Like and, you know, probably was quite the opposite to Stella. Because I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've seen in like psych stuff with like, you know, serial killer obsessed people or whatever, is that they try to envision something that they didn't have. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting too deep again. But, you know, I feel like maybe it was a high school thing and she just kind of, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she was alive or not, which is weird. Wild.
Yeah. And I'm like, so were they actually roommates, or did Stella kill her and then like move into her house? You know, like, or were they already like coexisting there? And I do think
didn't she pick up a body though?
Yeah. So her body was.
We don't know if it's her though. Is there a grave? I can't remember now.
She was buried in the flower beds, like that it was a body, but I don't actually know if that was like confirmed that it was Callie or like it's just implied that it was her. I went off of the assumption that it was.
Yeah, me too.
And I think it's very possible that she was either slighted by Stella or that she said like one nice thing to Stella when everyone else like brushes it off. And she like clung to that.
And she took that and ran with it. Yeah. Made it like bigger than it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm assuming we've got to get more about Callie.
No. I'm definitely moving on. This one hooked me enough where I'm like, well, now like Candace has given me no choice. Like, how am I supposed to figure this out I have to go forward? So I shall.
That they would have been, like they were just I just can't picture Stella being friends with like anyone. That sounds
bad. She didn't make herself very open.
No.
You know.
No. And Yeah, I definitely I mean, obviously if she's like imagining Callie being there and she's like so deep into the illusion that she is that she was like terrified that the angel maker got Callie, like her first thought when she wakes up is like, oh my god, the guy is gonna kill Callie.
He did see the pills, I remember that. Yeah, because he looked in her bathroom or something.
I feel like there's gotta be some issue there.
But do we like, I don't know, sometimes I get like exhausted with the mental health plot, you know? Like, you know, it's like, anyways, but yeah, I do find it like, I love the intrigue of not knowing if something really happened. I love it, but I don't know. I think, what did I read? I read a book once by Taryn Fisher, The Wives.
Yes.
And I was obsessed with the plot because like I'm obsessed with a good polygamist doc, or I don't even get me started. But I was like, oh, polygamy, like sweet. And then I was like, oh, she did that though.
It was so good until the end.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a spoiler. Pardon me, but oh well.
I mean, sorry. I don't think a lot of people here read thrillers, but I feel the same way about
live show.
about Too Late by Colleen Hoover. People like when people pitched that to me, they were pitched like, oh, it has mental health rep in it.
It did. I said that. It did a little. It did a little because what's his name struggled with, I swear, schizophrenia.
Yeah, but then he's like the killer. He's like the bad guy. And I was
no. I see what you mean, but he did definitely have issues.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. That's kind of where I was coming from with it. But I did say that. I'll own that.
I don't think it was you. I don't remember you telling me about
that. Well, it might have been someone else, but I think I did say that to you.
I have someone in my mind, but I don't want to like say
No. It's the point of the matter is that the way it's used in storylines. But no, I can't remember his name now. But anyways, I felt like he definitely was slightly schizophrenic. But
he 100% had, like, it was like said in the book that he has schizophrenia, but then I just didn't like that then he ended up being like the bad guy. Like,
no, I don't like that either. I don't like that either because like people with mental illness have enough battles. Like you don't need to give them that and then also compile all this other shit. But anyways,
that's why I kind of feel like in this too, I'm just interested to see how it goes for Stella's character and like what comes out about her. And if it's just like, oh, she's off her meds and she's crazy, so she kills people. It's like, that's not the vibe. I want her.
But she left it intriguing though. Like I want to know what is going on here. Cause like she just packed so much in that last chapter. I was like, so yeah.
Sensing too. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I feel like actually, I mean, maybe if that's the eye thing and then it turns into that, then you know what? I take back all of the stuff about drilling into our heads about the different colored eyes because, okay, that's cool.
But maybe it's a genius writing plot that we're just thinking it's
maybe we're going to be eating our words.
That's a really good point.
I didn't think about that beforehand because, he was like, one, like, I don't trust her because she has two different colored eyes.
Yeah, the brown is like the soft one and like the blue is like the Arctic, like abyss.
I'm like, what are you trying to say about blue-eyed people, Lincoln? Excuse me. She is dead. Or, well, it's implied that she's the one that's buried in the backyard.
Yeah. Correct.
I mean, I think we shall see. I'm looking forward to getting more. Like this book, at least I will say for it being a series, like in that this or that video that we did, you know, when the one question was like HEA or cliffhanger, I don't like in series that continue with the same couple when a book leaves off on like a satisfactory note for the couple. I don't like when it like seems like they can be right there because I'm like,
I don't either.
Continue. So this was like a great cliffhanger where it left us with enough to be like, come back for more.
Yeah. No, she knew how to serve it up in the end. Like I said, like we just kind of floated throughout the whole book going, oh my gosh, are we going to talk about her eyes again? And then all of a sudden she's just like, I'm going to like change the dial up a bit. And Killian's got in there. Yeah. I don't know. It was wild. I definitely will read the rest. I don't know when, but I'll definitely pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, my mood is telling me right now in August, but we'll see when it actually comes to it. If it's still saying the same way.
The mood is a moody bitch.
I feel that.
Yeah. Well, in other news, like our next pick next month is sounding really good.
I can't wait. I've been trying to like avoid like listening to any.
I
like,
know. I can't even help myself though. I can't help it.
Have you listened to some, or like have you seen some?
Oh gosh, no. I haven't listened to any, but I've shared a couple of like things in my stories of like people posting just a couple of quotes from the book. But I think I'm not going to do any more because I really would like to have the most organic experience as possible. But yeah, I'm excited. So Does It Hurt by H.G. Carlton is our next read.
A new release. I'm very excited. I want to like buy it already just because I think that cover is like
love it.
Insane.
Yeah, I think I probably will buy it. Okay, off topic really quick. Someone's got to take my credit card away because I've been a really bad girl. I went from going, what book box should I buy? I'm on all these waiting lists. I'm never going to get a book box. I've bought 4 book boxes.
Oh my God. Wait, so what else did you get besides Mystic?
So I finally got on Mystic. So that's great. That was my last one. But I bought Mystic. I bought Cover to Cover for September, which is like Amo Jones, Sarah Kate, and then Tijan, which I haven't read a ton by Tijan, so we'll see. But then I also got Hello Lovely, their trope of the month, which is like I think it's anti-hero. And then I also got Bookish Buy's Bully Me Crate, which is Sam Mariano and another author.
That's on brand for you.
It's all perfect.
There was so great. Now I can't remember what book box it was, but it's like Macaulay Smeltzer is like, or was it guaranteed that it's Sweet Dandelion? Then I'm like, I need that box, but like I don't want to like subscribe. Like it's kind of like the same with Mystic Box. Like when I sold after the first Penelope Douglas box, it's like I don't want to lose my spot, but I also like didn't want to keep paying for like other boxes.
Well, because they don't do one time. Like I think it's is it Cover to Cover? I was able just to buy that one box, but I think I have the option to continue. Okay. And then Bookish Buys, I think, is the same thing. Okay. And I think Hello Lovely is too. I think Mystic is just, it's more commitment. You can cancel at any time though. Yeah. But they want you to sign up for.
Yeah. I need to look that back up because then I remember it's one that like Tori and Jess had both posted that they like get. And I just need to ask them, but I'm pretty sure. Because like if it was just like Macaulay Smeltzer in general, it's like, yeah, like I do like her books, but it's like, do I want to spend like book box money for like those? Maybe not. But if it's like Dandelion, I'm like, I need any.
No, you definitely need that. We all have those books where there's no question.
Yeah,
we
like you
make
just
it happen.
Need it.
We make it happen.
So, I need to look.
I'm curious as to what that. Anyways, so I have a book box problem, and we're gonna have to curb that really quickly because that is not acceptable, and I have to live. So, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, I am very intrigued to. Okay. Oh, all right. How are you liking it, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm curious what you think so far.
Is it like a kind of pick up like the same day kind of vibe? Pick up the next day?
Also, I'm looking to see like how long are they, you know?
Well, the first one was like 240 pages. I just need to get up for a sec. I got to get a drink. I'm like so thirsty.
No, you're all good. I will hold it down while you leave. I'm just looking up what was this? I was typing in Cold Black Hearts because I think the next one is something Cruel Black Hearts, because you know what I don't like is when series start out at like a solid 250 350 pages and then they just get so excessively freaking long.
I know they start off really nice and then they make them so big.
Oh, it says on Goodreads book 2 is only 164 pages.
Okay, what? How many?
164. And then it says the third book is 169. And the last book is 219.
169 pages?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like novella length.
That's definitely novella length.
Interesting. Huh. I'm fine with that. I'm good.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing. Like sometimes if I feel slumpy, I'll either reread or I'll reread or read like a novella just to kind of like pump through something quick.
Yep.
So
I read a novella recently by Harley LaRue, like in between, it's like 40 pages, and it was so good.
What one?
The Dirty First Dates, the arcade.
I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
That was so good.
Is it good?
It was really good. I gave it 4 stars, which is like I don't give
for that length of a book. That's good.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, you know what does bother me though? I'm looking at the cover of Cruel Black Hearts here. So obviously, I'm assuming this is like, oh, I guess her eye is a little bit different. Because I was like, why are her eyes like not really different colors? It's very subtle.
It's very subtle.
You know, and it almost
even like my dad's like his isn't actually fully blue. It's like a greeny kind of, and then his other one is brown.
Interesting. So, but yeah. So, anyways, I feel like this was a solid pick, though.
Oh yeah, it was a really good pick.
Did you like this better than Beautiful Sinner?
Well, they're completely two different vibes. I mean, so Beautiful Sinner, I thought Sarah Kate did a good job writing it. And I appreciated the different spin on it where it wasn't like a priest running away to, you know, curb like an addiction or something. Like he literally like legitimately loved his vows. So like, I love how she wrote that. I mean, it's a hard question, McKay.
Because I think we both 4 stars. So it's like,
I mean, they're different vibes. So like I've only read one other Candace Wondrak book and I can't even remember what it is now. I'll have to look it up. It was so long ago. Cause like I heard about her from, she has an open book as well.
Yeah.
So, let me look that up. I'm going to tell you what I read. Did I like it more? I can't say that I did. I think I liked them equally. Because I need to read more. She's hooked me at the end. It was definitely a more interesting ending than Beautiful Sinner because like she's given us like stuff to kind of go on. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I think both books had things that made me like really frustrated, but also things that I really liked. And I think the story of this one was a little bit more intriguing and maybe like just because the characters were something different. Where like Beautiful Sinner was just kind of like, I hate to say average because like it's not.
No,
just,
no, you're right.
But, you know, like the characters, they weren't like anything stand out or anything like super memorable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, okay, I guess on the physical book it stands out a lot more, so that's good.
Well, her blue eye is pretty Arctic, like it's pretty blue.
Yeah.
But you have to zoom in, like you did that. Like when you first look at it, it's not like, whoa, that one eye is like going to get you. But when you zoom in, you can tell like there's a stark difference between them.
Yeah. 100%. I do. This definitely had angstier vibes and definitely like darker. You know, I tend to always lean towards darker books to begin with. So, oh my God, Nikki. So speaking of like priest romances, so my book club that I have with my friends, so we've been reading like different books. The only like romance post book that we've gotten is It Ends With Us, and they all loved that. But then we're reading a fantasy right now, and like everyone's just kind of dragging through it. So one of my friends is up next for the pick, and she was like, I want to read something wild like you read. And I was like, okay, well, like what are you thinking? What? And she's heard me talk about Priest before by Sierra Simone, and
oh my God,
she wants to read Priest. With all of my like friends who have never read like a single smut book before in their life, and now they all want to read Priest.
They better light a candle and say a prayer. I'd love to.
It's a good thing y'all are former Catholics.
Oh my gosh. Get out that holy oil. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Wow.
Sierra Simone. As much as like I love that series so much. Her writing is so beautiful. Anyways, it's so sexy and beautiful. Oh, the 4th book is just an extended epilogue. The author says read it before the epilogue in the 3rd book.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Was all that information in the epilogue in this book? Like all that stuff with the angel maker and like Killian, was that the epilogue in this one, or is that part of the real book? Because that was what we ended on.
I thought that's just how it ended.
Okay. Because I just like thought about that.
I don't think we got an epilogue, did we?
I don't know. But now that she said like about epilogues, I'm like, wait, did we like, was that an epilogue? Because a lot of times I skip epilogues.
Well, yeah, I don't blame you. No, because I thought the last chapter was Killian, and that's when all that shit went down. I think it was. I think it was Killian.
Okay.
Because I remember I kind of was bad. Like I was down to like the last 4 chapters, and you know how like every chapter had a name.
Yeah.
I kind of like I didn't spoil myself, but I looked at the table of contents and I'm like, oh, the last chapter's Killian. I'm like, what is going on here? So that actually kind of like upped my like angst for the book. I was like, what is going to happen? And then I got there and I'm like, I actually still wasn't expecting that though, to be honest. So
let's see. Oh yeah, no, okay, so it didn't have an epilogue because I was like, wouldn't that be a bad epilogue to skip? You'd be so confused.
You have like no context going into the second book. You're like, what? Oh man.
Also,
what book are you currently reading? I didn't even ask you.
I'm currently reading The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shoup. It's a historical romance that I'm reading for a reading vlog that will be up next weekend that I'm doing with Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. So she picked 3 historical romances for me to read. And so I already read one of the novellas that she gave me and it was like fine. Again, I was like, whatever. Like, I think it was 3.5 stars, whatever. But this, I'm like really, really liking. Like, I'm actually.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm like 40% of the way through it. It's again like tricky to get back into third person, like POV, because normally it's like first person.
I can't like I can actually, it's a lie. I can read it. It's just obviously not a preference. I read I think I read one of Sam Mariano's first books, and yeah, it was like third person. It killed me, but the story was great.
Yeah.
So, and after a while, believe it or not, like after I read it for a while, I got used to it. But it's the initial, like, I get totally removed right out of the story. I don't even feel like, I can't even picture if it's like, sometimes it's like you picture, I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I'm like, is this me? Like, you know, like I'm like, because you have to kind of put yourself in the book. But even as the character, it just took me away. So, but I got used to it after a while.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm really liking that. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. What are you reading?
I'm
or reverse or whatever.
I was gonna be like, I'll tell you again because I love it.
Is that the only one that you're reading right now?
Yeah. See, that was this or that question. I struggle. So like the only time that I was reading more than one was when I started the Crossfire series. I was doing that on audio. Yeah. Well, I was listening to audio during the day at work because that's the thing. If I have to read paperback, that slows me down significantly because I have to go into the office. So I can't be pulling out a paperback at my desk. See, I want to give away my secrets here. But there's this thing called the Kindle app on your phone, and like I will bust that out sometimes because I still get everything done. But even on my lunch break though, like I'll go to a coffee shop and sometimes if I don't want to carry my Kindle around, I'll just bust out the Kindle app. So yeah, if I've got a paperback, it's just hard.
Yep.
And I still get cover anxiety. So in public.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about though when we were reading the Crossfire series? I remember reading that at work. Like I would take that and I would read it over my lunch break. And it's like, because those are like discrete covers, but also if anyone looked at that, it's like you would know. And I'm just like, I just bold-faced did that in public. I mean, that's fine. Like I'm no shame, but also like I wouldn't necessarily want my boss.
You're like, what are those? Diamonds and cufflinks? What are we talking about here?
Just keep moving along.
Oh my god, nothing to see here, sir. This is not a Wendy's. Okay, so put the book away. Oh my gosh, Tiffany's vlog today. Have you seen hers for the Crossfire? Oh my god, I just love how she talks. She's so intelligent. She's so well spoken. I love her passion and her energy. She's incredible.
She's just hilarious.
Loved every second of it. But yeah, so paperbacks kind of slow me down in public.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. When I first started reading it, I was kind of like, I mean, I wasn't necessarily confused. I was just kind of like, I don't know if the style of her writing was not gelling with me.
I agree. I don't necessarily think that her writing style totally fit me, but
I took a screenshot actually. Because I was going to bring this up to you and I forgot. So let me just pull this out.
Yeah.
It was how she wrote something that I was like, case in point.
Wow. Oh, hello. Do you want to come say hi to the people? Well, come here. Little baby. Come here. Oh, of course, now she's just gonna sit under my chair. Come here. Come say hi. Oh, say
Aria,
hi.
Ren.
She's not gonna
Hello,
say,
Aria.
but maybe she
Look
will.
at her. Look at her beautiful coat.
I know, she's so pretty.
She really is.
I know I'm biased, but I think you two, I have the prettiest cats.
Well, their ear hair is
Next
sensational.
level. Dorian's earlier was like
sensational ear hair.
Cute.
Okay, so this line, I don't know if anyone remembers it, but she's talking about Sandy and Killian, and I can't remember exactly in what context. Probably the bathroom scene, because she really, as much as she was like, it doesn't bother me, clearly it did.
Yeah.
Okay, because you wouldn't be letting it occupy your mind. But she was like, no, you know what? Fuck Sandy and fuck Killian. Not literally, of course, but metaphorically. Like, you don't need to tell me that. Like, I know.
Yeah.
So it was just like little, I'm not hating. I'm just saying with the writing style, it was those kind of things where I was like, but let me make up my mind. Like, you don't need to, like, because I felt like that was a bit of explaining. Like, you don't need to tell me how to take that. But anyways.
There was a lot of like telling more than showing, I did feel like. But yeah, I think the like plot itself kind of like pulled it through.
Yeah.
You know, kind of made me like overlook some of it.
She loves getting her head scratched.
I'm taking advantage of it. I'm shocked that she's sitting here. She is very like
Aria,
unless she's
you're famous, just like your mom when she does Google searches about the Off Balance series.
I was so shook. And then Lucia Franco shared me on her Facebook page. I was like, this is wild.
Oh my God, on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like, I love you.
Did you share that on your personal profile?
No. No. Hell no. Not letting anyone in my real life find this.
It's like I got a rep to protect here. I literally don't even use Facebook anymore other than book groups. I log on and then I'm like, whatever.
That and for like keeping track of birthdays.
Yes. Oh no, it's wonderful for that. Or if my mom's like, did you see this? I'm like, no. And then she'll send it to me.
Yeah.
Okay, biggest issue with this book was the romance. I felt like she just threw in some smut so it appealed to. Yeah, I kind of like, I didn't buy into it. I'm not gonna lie, like, because I felt like it happened so fast, and I didn't get the appeal and the reasoning of why they all kind of like were so obsessed. And then, okay, another thing, you bring up a good point, Lexi.
Are we gonna talk about it?
Yeah. Because like I'm surprised that we haven't, because I actually, believe it or not, I forgot about it. And then Lexi's saving the day because I have to bring this up because I think it's an interesting point. We don't have to get too deep about it, but when we're talking about virginal heroines, there's levels of it being fiction, and we have to kind of get lost in the story and whatnot. But that was the most unrealistic portrayal of a first time I've ever read. I mean, and I'm not even talking about it being two dudes, which is obvious. Yeah. But so I guess what it is she trying to build up the psychological level of like her like psyche with her being so withdrawn in life that she just was like, whatever, like just do whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Absolutely bonkers, unrealistic, like truly one of the most like In Flight. I see Liza asked around In Flight. That's Cheyenne and I's pick for Smut Club. And again,
I'm gonna read that. I downloaded that.
We have a virginal heroine who again, her first time is like heavy BDSM, and it's like, I mean, I guess, but also no, I don't.
But I'm trying to understand because I feel like they seem to be that's an appeal to readers. Because even if you go back to like the 50 Shades of Grey era, like Anastasia Steele or whatever, she was a virgin, was she not? Then Christian Grey totally was. Anyways,
but at least at least in the movies, that first time was like,
oh no, that was realistic. Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's like I just don't agree with it being glossed over like that. I'm not saying that I need all the details, but you have to make, in my heart of hearts, like I feel like, wow, like I can't relate to that. I mean, like that wasn't the case. But anyways,
it was not the best, and I don't think that the smut was like necessarily good in this.
No, because
it was there, but it wasn't like, but yeah,
no, it didn't make me Like I've had to like literally put down my Kindle sometimes and just have to take a minute and breathe because I'm like, wow, that's some good writing.
Yeah. Yep.
But Arya,
I don't know why she's
just
being
like,
she's being so cuddly. Do you know that grandma's gonna come and stay with you tomorrow? And you're like, I don't like grandma.
oh, your mom's
Not that she doesn't like her, or they're just like so used to just having me around that then when like anyone comes over, they're like, I don't know about you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so did I. I
Yeah,
just was telling McKay that before we went live. I just watched it before we started. I actually was gonna. I love Sam. I was gonna do a boomerang because she gets right in and she's like, "Listen," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm with you." So
I love her rage reading.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I'll save obviously my full thoughts.
Yeah.
For the live show. But I gave it 4 stars, but it was like 3.5 rounded up. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, I agree. The writing style was difficult. Yup.
I want to read more of
this. It's not in third person. I didn't know that.
Oh.
I do want to read that.
Are all of her books written in third person though? Because I haven't read Arunix yet. I'm very intrigued by her. But I haven't read any books by her yet. Maybe. I haven't read Gothicana.
That is third.
What do I have? I've got Kinetics on my TBR, but she had to push that back. I'm not sure if that was because she was really, really honest and open about her mental health struggles. So I'm not sure if that one was because of that, or there's one with Amazon Publishing that she's having issues with.
Yeah, I think it was that.
So,
I think it was that one.
Yeah.
But I've never read Gothicana, but I do have it, and I know that is in third person. But again, my mood has not drawn me to it yet.
Mood reading is a thing. Like it's a culture. It's a vibe.
It really is.
Angry detached sex. Yes, totally uncomfy.
Yeah.
Well, it was definitely not emotional in any stretch. Like they're not emotional at all. I don't think she was necessarily obviously not going for that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Not good for yeah. No, I assumed that's what you meant, but
autocorrect.
Yeah. I think when it's just like so far, like,
well, it's just, you know what it was is like Stella didn't really have any feelings about it. Like she just laid there and was like, I'm like, okay. I mean, everyone's different, but just that pretty pivotal moment in your life, right? So, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I agree. I would definitely say that I do think that there were flaws in the writing, but I think that what then pulled my rating up higher was like the plot twist.
Oh, the ending for sure. Like I think, I told you I was like, it's definitely was sitting at 3.5 the whole time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. I did not know that. But I do want to read that Dark Verse series. Those covers, again, beautiful. She has great covers.
Yeah. So does never mind.
What?
No, I just had an idea. So
okay.
We'll see. I don't want to say it out loud because I got to add it to my list. And then
okay.
I just had an idea for him.
Okay.
But another author that's got really, really nice book covers is C.L. Matthews. Music Lights and Never After is like,
oh, that is a pretty cover. I'm gonna look up that.
I just love everything about this cover. Like, and if you read the story, which I recommend, he's Madden for sure, but she also does covers. So she does them for other authors, but she's such a good author and she's so I know people read her, but I feel like she's so underrated.
Yeah.
She's so good.
I want to read that because
you need to.
That's Rockstar, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like toxic a fucking F, like to the, but it's like, it's not, it's like, in our times toxic now.
Okay.
The level of obsessive need in this book is like, you don't even need the dialogue, the descriptions of what he thinks about her. Like, I'm just going to say it, like he was at her house or something and he's like in the hall listening to her, like have some private time. And he's just like, she has no idea what's coming. Like if I ever get in the room with her and have her pinned against the wall, railing the fuck out of her. I'm like, Okay.
Smart.
That works. That's not verbatim. It's actually a lot better, but
no, I do need to read that. And
but
just
it's taught. There's definitely a lot of triggers though. Tons of triggers in that ones. And she's got them all listed just as anyone else, if anyone else needs them. She's got them listed verbatim on her Goodreads. So
yeah. Any animal violence?
No.
Then we good.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I will, and if something comes back to me, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But off the top of my head, no, nothing stands out. I don't think.
Yeah. I feel like not, a lot of books do, but then it's like when they pop up, I feel like just obviously dark.
Well, that should be a trigger mentioned.
And it never is.
And it never is.
Never. No. But people will be like, oh, there's mention of a knife in this book, but then they won't say that like.
Well, I was really grateful that you pointed it out in this one because it actually was exactly page 91.
Yes,
chapter 10. And I knew I could feel the buildup going into it. I'm like, McKay said page 91. I flicked down page 91. Perfect.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, I skipped over that whole thing.
Yep, I did too. I was like, boop.
Let me confirm that with you, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Also, yes, this is a complete next month. Reading Gods with Her. Actually, let me put it in the comments.
Yes, maybe pin that.
But yeah.
Actually, guys, you'll be happy to know that pretty much the rest of our reads are standalones. Mm-hmm. And we still are picking December. So if you guys have some ideas, let us know because we want to hear. And we'll announce that soon.
I do have one if no one else suggests one. Kay Webster is coming out with a student teaching book in October.
I know. I just added it because I saw that you shared that. Oh my God, please.
I'm like, that's out of bounds. But I mean, obviously, we don't need to lock that in. Obviously, if you guys have any suggestions of what,
Kay Webster fits all the boxes for Out of Bounds. So,
yeah. But yeah, so no, H.G. Carlton, you don't need to read anything else by her. This is a complete standalone. I don't know if it's in the same world, like if any characters would make an appearance, but so far I haven't heard anything of like Zaid or Addie from the Haunting Adeline duet coming in to play. So no, I think you can just jump right in.
And yeah, it's a pretty interesting premise. I don't know a ton about it. I just know that it involves a boat.
Yeah. And I think she steals his identity and then he like maybe not kidnaps her, but like doesn't let her leave or something.
Yeah, I love that. We're here for that for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Monica, I see this. I don't know if I can ever do another Helena Hunting book after I read Pucked.
I knew you were going to say Pucked.
That.
What? You didn't like his big schlong?
No.
Alex? Whatever his name was? Alex?
Hated that book. That I don't even know if I could pick up another one. All right.
I have this thing where if it's like got a pastel cover, I'm out. Because that A means it's traditionally published and B, it means that it's going to be a really sappy romance.
Is that what this one is? Her new one?
No, I think the one that Monica was referencing, it's her newest one. I think I might have a lake on the cover, but I just say generally pastel covers are a red flag for me.
Yep. The word beaver. Yup. That was I fucking hated this book. I will say one that I read recently that had a cartoon cover and was pastel, but it was like
deceiving.
Hot. It was hot.
Okay. Well, when is it?
Taking with Benefits by Lily Gold. It's a
that was the contemporary. Yeah. So you liked that one.
I did. I gave it 4 stars. Did it need to be 500 pages? Literally no. But I did enjoy it.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously speaking for it's not speaking for every single book, but usually I would say 7 to 8 times out of 10, if I see a pastel cover book that's traditionally published romance, it's usually not going to be a win for me. But, that's definitely judging a book by its cover.
But that's what covers are meant to do. You're supposed to judge it. So
that's right. That is, exactly.
Oh, love the Taking with Benefits. I will
have to read that. I'm really intrigued about a contemporary reverse harem.
Yeah. And it was very just normal. It was very they're gonna all date. It was not oh my God, what's society gonna think? It was just we're just gonna date. I was kind of okay, respect.
Yeah, that's complete respect. I love that. Well, we love let's get it right. Like, doesn't matter what they take away from us. We're going to stay fucking liberated. So, and I don't even live in the United States, but guess who stands with you? I do.
Our Canadian.
We're raging. Hey, Canadians are raging. I just walked through a protest a week ago and they're still protesting here. 100%. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to get all political on our live show, but I might. It might happen in the States, but it does not mean that there's not going to be a trickle-down effect in other countries. So I don't get that twisted ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyways.
Wild. This is a wild place.
I'll be wearing my new shirt in one of my next videos, but I'll just spoil it for you right now because I bought it from a really cool company called Change, CHNGE. Here's the thing. Take my credit card now because A, I'm obsessed with book boxes. B, I'm obsessed with fucking shirts. I want all the shirts. I need a whole wardrobe of t-shirts. But anyways, it's just a black t-shirt and it's just simple and it says women don't owe you shit. So
Period.
So and I'm gonna wear that. I'm gonna bring that home when I go home next month. I'm gonna wear it on my mom. She'll be like, "Oh wow,
Nikki, interesting
shirt
choice." You're like, yep. Anyways,
well, I mean, I enjoyed this book. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I'm really excited for next month's pick. We've actually got some great picks coming up. Like JT Geisinger, you've never read her yet, but this one is proving to be, I think it's going to be really good. So
I'm really excited for that one. And then what's in October? I don't have my notebook.
I have a list here. So actually we might want to talk to Tori and Sam. Maybe it'll be a book club crossover because they're also reading it in the same month.
They are.
So we've got Does It Hurt by H.G. Carlton next month. Then in September, we've got Pen Pal by G.T. Geisinger. Then in October, we've got Losers by Harley LaRue.
I'm so excited for that.
Like, salivating for that one. So am I. And then in November, we've got Serpent in White by Nyla Kay.
Yes. Poly drug cult.
We love a good poly drug cult in the forest.
And then, like we said, December is open. So DM us, comment any.
I might share that. Send us a DM. I might share that again. I'll put a poll out, but that Kay Webster's sounding pretty strong. I actually didn't this woman is a Wonder Woman. That woman, I was looking at her backlist. So I was trying to look up that book so I could mark it to be read. I'm like, no, I got to go back to McKay's story and get the actual title. Because if you scroll through, I'm like, the woman pumps out like 15 books a year. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to find it. So, but no, that one sounds so good. Teacher, student.
Yeah. I mean, I will literally read anything that's student teacher. I mean, maybe minus that Helena Hunting.
Or the one that I got you because it was the same name as your brother. Unteachable.
Oh, yeah. But I did really like the story. It's just.
I know. I don't care. It's weird.
What did I see? There was another book recently that then I was like, oh, I can't read it. Oh, I think there was another student teacher one recently that I like looked it up and I couldn't read it because it was his name again. And I'm like, when did this name become popular?
Is it Evan or Ethan?
Evan, which is like, that's not a common name.
Mm-mm.
I don't get that. Anyway.
It's actually not. I don't think I went to school with any, but anyways. Oh no, I lied. One. But anyways, we've got a really good lineup. I'm excited. So we don't know our live show date yet, but we will like in the next day or two. So we'll post that.
But yeah, it'll probably be like 3rd week of August, 4th week of August again.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you guys for reading with us.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will catch you all on the flip side and see you in August on Nikki's channel. Next month we'll be
I'll be on my channel next month.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday evening, and we will see you in August.
All right.
As McKay says, we'll see you when she sees you.
We'll see you when I see you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.